And we're live. Hold on, let me move the light. Shine a little light on the situation, eh? Whoa. Good evening, concurrent viewer. Yeah, unfortunately, I decided to not eat the chicken tonight because I was too lazy to process it. I'm too tired. Well, not that I really have to process it, but I've got to like cut up the breasts and take the skin off, and I just don't want to deal with that right now. I'm tired. Hi. So, we'll have chicken this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday. Yeah, what am I gonna do, guys? I'm tired. I've been sanding all day for like 12 hours, man. I had to stop because the sander got overheated and it kept melting the paint onto the wood. So, yeah. Hi. Sweetie. You're begging. Yes, you are. I'll give you a little bit. Actually, does this have any honey on it? No, it's okay. Sit. Lay down. Okay, good dog. Good dog. Alright, so what's up? I don't get it. It says the stream's current bitrate is 6 megs higher than the recommended. But my stream status is excellent. I can't change this because I'm already in stream. I need to put the chat up here. It's auto. I don't get this. It doesn't make any sense. Let me get the chat box in here. Pop out chat. How's everyone doing tonight? I am pretty good. I'm just tired. I did get some Beau Soleil oysters, which are, honestly, I think they're some of the best oysters, some of the better oysters, and, you know, I figured I'd eat those with the beef for the effect of the detox, the mercury pulling. So, apparently, there's a Beast of the Field award here. You're recouping. Oh, that's good. You gotta take some time to recoup. What are you recouping from? Do you have a wild night or hard day at work, or you doing some fitness training? Tired from that? What's anything interesting? Recouping money? Collecting money from somebody? Anxiety. That's tough. That's tough. There's some spicy chilies. Got my 2 scallops here. Ooh, those are hot. I got new gloves. So and an oyster knife. I don't really. This kind of scares me. Okay, so this was a gift, but this kind of scares me because it's like an actual knife. See the blade on it? It kind of scares me. It's got a really sharp edge. It's it's pretty straight though, which I don't like. It should be curved up. But it was a gift. I'm not going to complain. But yeah, you could definitely do some damage with this. I feel like Godus. Anyway, um, yeah, oyster shucking is dangerous business. Got these gloves. They're honestly not. They're honestly not strong enough because I was poke testing it, and it was like going right through. So, but if I double it up, if I just wear, because you don't need them on both hands. You just like wear one here, and then double it up. I mean, that's what I would do. That's what a smart person would do, I think, because you're just, yeah. I mean, you need a thick glove. It's not thick. I mean, now it's thick. So I like that. That's kind of nice. But you still got to wash it. It just kind of smells. Get the oyster juices in them. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really. Oh, we got to put the chat up. I don't really have any, like, big topics to talk about. You know, the chicken would have been a nice topic. A good review. I haven't decided how I'm going to make it. I'm thinking some spring onions as a topping. I've got some hot honey on the side. I'm thinking sour cream and grapefruit with the chicken. And maybe a little parsley. Maybe not. I should have put some parsley on the beef. That's what's missing. Oh well. Well, too late for that. Yeah. So, anxiety is tough. I understand. You know, I used to be really anxious, and at a certain point, I just got over my anxiety. It just exposure to stressful situations. I just got over it. You know, once you like go through enough stuff, you're like, oh, this is not a big deal because it's all a reference into like, what are you anxious about? You know, what are you accomplishing in life? Or I'm sorry, what are you facing in life, and um, what's holding you back and why? Because you're anxious about something. It's like, do you really need to be? Maybe. I think a little bit of anxiety is good, but it shouldn't stop you from doing things. You know what I mean? Like anytime you get up on the stage or in front of people, it's normal to have a little bit of anxiety. Some say it's even a good thing, but it shouldn't stop you from doing something. Let's switch to live chat, and it's dead. It's still dead. So, yeah, chicken's good for anxiety and the fat, the nut formula. Oh yeah, we need to turn on the Wi-Fi. Okay. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, 2 viewers. That's pretty great. If we don't get a lot of motion on this tonight, because Fridays are actually kind of hit and miss, we will, we'll just end it early, honestly. I had to buy a new respirator because of the nose piece. The top was kind of cracking, and it made me just a little paranoid. So I made sure to get a nice seal. I've done a video about it before. Maybe I'll do another walkthrough of my respirator. Oh, the Amazon store. Amazon storefront is something I'm working on too. No, you can't have this. This is my dinner. I gave you a piece. No. Well, they're half the price. Oh no. They're just $10 cheaper. Or it's on sale, I guess. Oh, this one is actually better. It's better and it's cheaper. Man, I gotta stop going to the store and just buy stuff from Amazon. What does this piece do? Oh, yeah, this is way better. Add to recommended products. What are some other recommended products I can... Oh, I need to make that. It's pretty much all about those I got for now. Yeah, again, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. 2 viewers. 2 viewers, 1 like. That's a good ratio. I wonder if my stalker's watching. That's crazy, bro. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm eating oysters and scallops tonight. They are a great combination. A good powerhouse of minerals. I always sleep really good when I eat them. What are you doing, you crazy dog? So, we are going to chuck into some of those. The spicy beef is so good. Sweet and spicy beef. I'm going to put this in the recipe book. What's up? My viewers, make some noise in the chat. Give me something to bounce off of. Some topics to yap on. I'm going to take a scallop. 4 viewers, hello, welcome. Let me know what's going on in the chat. Make some noise. How are you doing? Give me some topics. Give me something to vibe off of. Because I was going to do the chicken review, but like in a dish. But I'm too tired to process it. I looked at the bird. I got to take the skin off. I got to cut the breasts. I got to take apart the thighs and the wings and the drumsticks, and then carve off the rest of the meat. Although I might leave the rest of the meat and give it to a family member for soup Sunday. Or maybe I'll give it to my uncle because he bought me this oyster sugar. He took me to see Joe Bonamassa, and he was like he could get the tickets for a deal from his friend, and he wanted to go. I could tell he really wanted to go, and I didn't really want to go that much, but I'm like, oh yeah, sure, because he didn't want to go alone. He's like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go, and so I drove down there, and we went, and it was a pretty decent show. It was Boomerville though, a lot of boomers there. But it was a nice show. He's a very talented guitar player, blues, rock. They had he was a keyboardist, very famous keyboardist. He was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He played for Stevie Ray Vaughan. The guy was very good. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a drum solo. Their drummer and their bass player are very good. We didn't get a drum solo from the drummer. I was kind of disappointed. I was expecting one. We didn't get one. But the keyboardist and the backup guitar player, they had good solos. And yeah, I didn't know any of this guy's songs, but he's a great guitar player. A lot of good dynamics. Yeah, it was a decent show. I had my earplugs in, so it wasn't too loud. And yeah, I was at the theater. So, nice venue, nice architecture. Got to drink a little bit of that in, a little bit of culture. And, yeah. What else did I do? The last concert I went to before that was Pantera. I saw Pantera live in July. It was a good show. I mean, obviously, it's not the real Pantera, but it's half the band, and it was good. It was good, They sounded good. Phil sounded good. Zach sounded fine. Zach Wild's a good guitar player. It's nice to see him. So, yeah, in terms of concerts, that's what I've done. The blues genre. Jimmy Ray Vaughan. Who's Jimmy Ray Vaughan? Oh, huh? I didn't know he had a son. Oh, he's the older brother. Well, yeah, I bet that was good. I guess now that I think about it, I do remember him having a brother, because that's how he learned the guitar. He played on his guitar's brother. He played on his brother's guitar. Now that I think about it, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, something about Texas Brothers, Pantera. There was the rhythm section of Iggy Pop's band when he did Lust for Life. The bass player and the drummer I think it was them, were the guitar player and the drummer. They were brothers. Very good backing band. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing when I saw BB King. He had to be like in his 80s. This was like, I don't know, 12? No. 17 years ago? Yeah, in some cases. Yeah, look at Oasis. Okay. Alright. I'm trying out this new shucker. I don't know if I like it. It's very sharp. It makes me nervous. I feel like the sharpness is going to get cut down anyway because these SOYs are hard to open too. Come on now. There we go. Alright. I guess the blade is to cut them. Mmm. SOY oysters are the best. Yeah, he did die a while ago. I saw him 17 years ago. He sat down the whole time he played. Yeah, 2015, 10 years ago. Yeah, I saw him. I saw him in like 20. It had to have been 2012, 2011, 2010, something like that. Let me see. Oh, it was 2014. Yeah, it was a year before he died, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I saw him a year before he died. He was old as hell. Still sounded good. He had a good tone and a way about him. Like there's the way he played, you know. So yeah, it's cool. What was that, 2014? May 28th? No, I didn't see him in 2014. That would have been impossible. I wasn't in the country. It wasn't 2014. It had to have been 2012. Let me try to see this. I can group it. I use setlist.com. BB King Columbus. I guess it was 2014. Yeah. How about that? Cool. Yeah, it was a good show. What's up, Andrew? Just reminiscing about concerts. Eating some Beausoleil oysters. And beef with butter and honey. And scallops. What's up with the chat? What's up with you guys? It's just me talking. I don't know what's up. I don't know how long this will run. I got a lot of motion. Wait, hold on. What happened was Mina Richmond. Yeah, I don't know. Ask Phoenix. He's in Virginia. No. Yeah. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, I wish I could help. I'm sure there's a good organic market around there. I know Sally Fallon's farm is. It might be in Maryland. Good luck moving. Moving sucks. I'm almost tempted to overpay for a house so I don't have to move. Because it's like you gotta pay to live somewhere anyway, you know what I mean? Beausoleil oysters are some of the best. They're just good meat, salty, briny. They're nice. These aren't as big as I'd like, but still pretty good size. Alright, Mish. Alright, Mish. I've been doing the scalp stretching. I think it's helping. I feel like my scalp's getting looser a little bit. I can't even like pinch. I can barely pinch like up here, so my scalp's hella tight. It's a big problem, I think. So, little by little, we shall overcome. The only thing I don't like about that hot sauce is the honey gets a little runny. So if it could be a little more thick in consistency, it'd be a good sauce. I don't like a sauce when it's too runny. It's not a sauce. That's like a, I don't know, what do you call that? When something's runny. It's like soup, but what do you call that? Two, four, 6, 8. Sheep. What's up? 2 viewers. How you doing? What's up? I'm just enjoying some oysters, Beausoleil oysters. Oh shit. Glad I have this glove on. I started watching Steins Gate. I'm on the first episode. I'm pretty lost, to be honest. I lost a lot of water there. I don't like that. I like to drink the water. Put that up there. Put that off. Put that there. Deal with that tomorrow. A family friend who was mutual of Sally found. Good people. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she's a decent woman. No way. That's crazy. Well, it's not really Weston Price, because Weston Price says in his research that your diet needs to be 50% raw meat. If you're so, of all the meat you eat as a human, 50% of it should be raw. And her book is like not that. It's like Wise Traditions, but it's not raw meat. In the past few years, she's come out and added, one of her, whatever her tenets, her Wise Traditions, whatever they're called. One of them is eating small amounts of raw liver. But she's said flat out that, I can't talk about raw meat because then no one will buy my book. Those were literally her words when a guy I know asked her. He had a Weston A. Price club, and then she like tries to have her fingers and like micromanage people's chapters and stuff, and they were like wouldn't sign these documents, and I don't know, it's this whole thing really kind of silly. But yeah, he asked her like, well, why Weston A. Price says 50% of the meat you eat should be raw, so why don't you talk about it in your book? He said, oh, well, that's because that's crazy and gross, and no one would buy my book if I did that, so that's why. She just aped Paul's salad. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, dog. Pretty much, that's what she did. So, yeah. Very typical, What's up, Evan? I'm glad you liked my thumbnail. I put a lot of thought into it. I was like, I need something funny. So I was like, oh yeah, soy jack. That'd be pretty funny. And then I had that old picture. My friend took that of me. I understand, Llama Boy. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And liking the stream. Just come by and like the stream. That's the least you can do. Appreciate it. If you feel bad you can't watch. Yeah, I was just, he wanted to get rid of these birds, so I'm like, okay, so I just, cut them. And then I just ripped the skin off, And I had one chicken leg in my mouth, just holding it and doing the other one, and yeah, this is a good picture my friend captured, so I decided to put it to use. I have a few pictures like that I'll integrate. So, yeah, I It took like, I had to take that picture like 4 times to get the right soy jack. I studied a couple soy jack memes just so I could get the right facial expression and posture. I think I nailed it. If I do say so myself, if I can humble brag, low key flex. I do have an eye for photography and art, so it's no surprise. I need to work with different backgrounds on my images, though, for the thumbnail to find something that sticks out more. The blue kind of sticks out, blue sticks out. It's good marketing. But maybe a different kind of blue, a different shade of blue, different patterns. I don't know. I get into the thumbnails, and I'm just like, I have other things to do. I can't just be like messing with this for like an hour. Like I don't have time to do that. I'm not doing that. So I'm just kind of like, okay, good enough, ship it. So yeah, that's kind of the way I am about things. Can't get bogged down in perfection. You have to move. Analysis paralysis will kill you. Yeah, I'm glad you like the thumbnails. You become pro on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely upped my game. I use this program called GIMP, and it works pretty good. It's like, I used to think you needed Photoshop still, but apparently this GIMP is like free, and it's just like Photoshop. It's pretty great. Hey, I've seen a video that's saying, oh, was that on TikTok? It's basically fake. Okay, so here's the deal. The person who like made that website and is proliferating that information is this guy named Rom, and he's my stalker. He's my cyber stalker, and he's constantly like emailing people this hate website he made about me, which a lot of it's fake. Basically, like, he was spreading lies about me and harassing me and other people, and yeah, he was mad that other people had opinions about him and had beef with him, and he was trying to blame me because we were in mutual groups. Even though I would defend him publicly, and I said, no, I don't think that's true. I don't think people think that's true. And, you're overreacting. Like, I can't control how other people talk. Like, this person has a beef with you and you don't want to resolve it. You just want to be a psycho. So that's so he's really mad that I'm working with, like, I'm doing what I'm doing. And it really grinds his gears because he's afraid to put himself out there. If you look into it, you'll see why. Not the guy who made the TikTok. It's the person. He's getting this information from this website. And I'm sure this TikTok, I'm sure they're going to talk about, the conference and how it's a scam and how I'm a bad person just because I made a couple jokes. I made a couple jokes because I was frustrated. But I don't go around attacking people or spreading lies about people or stalking people or harassing them or their families like, Rom does. And, yeah, it's just crazy. So this guy thinks he owns the Primal diet, and he doesn't even do the diet, because if you were doing the diet and healing and you were eating enough fat and eating meat to heal yourself, you wouldn't be a schizophrenic creep and stalk people. You wouldn't spend your life making up lies and taking things out of context and trying to slander people and, harass them, try to get them fired from their jobs, use customer information, like people who order cheese from you. This guy, he sells cheese. That's a big reason why he promotes the diet, because he has a financial incentive. If people like cross him or have the wrong opinions. He just uses their customer information and harasses them. And like he sent one letter to one girl's family, and like I don't know what she did, but like, and then we got an email, an apology, because basically every time the conference comes around, this guy Rom, he like tries to rally people and say like, oh, this is a scam and a disgrace against Auginus, and you need to write them an email and tell them how mad you are. And the first year there was like, obviously Rom sent an email, and this other girl sent an email. She was complaining that I would talk to this girl Lena, and Lena somehow Child Protection Services showed up at her house in the UK. I don't know what happened there, but she was trying to blame me for it, and I'm like, it's like I talked to you like one time, maybe like 3 years ago, in a voice chat, and like how am I responsible just because I've talked to Lena? Sometimes, it's some conspiracy. Like, it really what it is it's just projection. Like a lot of when people accuse you of things or they come out with these accusations, it's really just them projecting. So it's basically this projection is just an admission of their own guilt. Like, I don't use my platform to harass anybody or slander anybody. I work like 2-3 jobs depending on the season. I have a life. I have things to do. I don't want to stress myself out and stress other people out because that's not good. Healthy people don't do that. So that's how I know he's not on the diet. He just has a financial incentive to sell cheese, and his ego's tied up in this. So he's basically just attacking me and what we're doing at the conference because it makes him irrelevant, because he's just like a troll creature. He can't come out from the shadows. It's sad, but people just make fun of him because of how he looks. So, but like I said, if he was actually doing the diet, he probably wouldn't look like that, and he probably wouldn't act like such a psycho. So, yeah. But basically, to answer your question, what happened was 12 years ago when Auginus died, they had a meeting, they had his hard drives, and his hard drives were encrypted, and they gave it to this guy who they thought they could trust, and he took the drives and he decrypted them, and he won't give them back. So Jim never had these drives. Well, he did have them, but he did not have them when they were not, he couldn't read them, right? They were encrypted, and he didn't know what to do. So he never had the drives decrypted. He doesn't have the information. Phoenix runs the website now. We run the website now with, Primal Diet Coaching. So, and I'm really kind of more an admin, and I help with the design and things and the user interface. But he manages it. So, but like, yeah, Jim never had this. So, but basically what I can tell you is a lot of the files, it was a lot of Auginus's personal stuff. It was a lot of client consultation records. It was, there's probably like sketches, drafts of a detoxification book, but it isn't anything that's fleshed out and finished to maybe even be useful. I know a guy who lived with the fellow who has the hard drives, and he was talking to him about it, and basically there's nothing on there that's like revolutionary. He was the authors of one of the books, the egg and cheese book. He helped Jim write, and he would give Jim information from the hard drives for this book. It wasn't much, but it was some. But they were making these products. There really isn't a lot of incentive to release this stuff and go through it and release it, because people like Rom, they just stole everything from the website and put it out there for free. So now, and then Rom was also harassing the guy with the hard drives. So it's not a really good look or a good idea to like harass people and make their lives difficult when you want something from them or you're trying to do business. So out of spite, this guy is not going to release anything, from my understanding. I can't say I blame him, but there really isn't anything there. Like, And it's always going to be a problem, because even if stuff does get released, people are always going to say, you're holding back information. You're not giving us the full story. And they could release everything, but people are never going to be satisfied. It's going to be a never ending thing. Basically that's how it's going to be. But if works from the data are to be made, what has to happen is that you need to go through and parse out the relevant information from the client information, because you can't publish people's health information. You can't like put people's irises and stuff on just for anybody. That's not cool. That's not morally right. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I think if people who think that should happen are kind of sick and desperate. So yeah, that's basically the story with the stuff. We don't have anything. Phoenix doesn't have anything. I don't have anything. Jim doesn't have anything. I don't really know about Paul. I don't think Paul has anything. But yeah, they're with this guy, and he does iris consultations. And again, I don't really want to bring any attention onto the guy. I want to, I don't want to put him in the spotlight, so to speak. It's kind of an open secret. If you just ask around, you'll figure out who it is. But I don't want to come on and put this guy on blast, Even though I don't necessarily agree with what he did, I don't really want to, ruffle feathers. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's what's happening there. So, it's all a big mess. People are crazy. But honestly, between the books, the Q&As, and the workshops, you've got everything you need to get better. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. There isn't any information about Augenes's iridology. The guy taught himself Augenes's iridology because he retroductively analyzed the consultations to teach himself Augenes's method. And it probably isn't even still as good as Augenes's method, because he stopped trying to teach people iridology because they didn't have his intuition. He couldn't teach his intuition. But Augenes's iridology wasn't even always 100% correct, right? Because he would have to make adjustments to his recommendations. So if his iridology was perfect, he wouldn't need to make adjustments, right? So there's a lot of iridology. I've talked about him before in my iridology video. John Andrews in the UK. He's been doing iridology for over 40 years. He's like one of the experts in the world, one of the leading experts at iridology in the world. And you can get iridology readings. You can get any sort of holistic health assessment from somebody. Just because you get an Ayurvedic or a traditional Chinese medicine approach, on your health, it doesn't mean you have to do everything they say. You can take what they told you and apply it through the lens of the primal diet. So, because I'm sure Augenes, he used a little bit of Ayurveda, a little bit of Chinese medicine, a little bit of Bernard Jensen, a little bit of this guy. He synthesized different perspectives and schools of thought into his method. So, yeah, it's always going to be a big point of contention. But at the end of the day, people are just jealous of what I'm building, which is, a real community, a real conference, in-person events. Because it's like these people, they exist online, and they only exist online, and they want to keep people online, and it's stupid, And a lot of these people, they're not mentally well. They're a lot of, go-to cells. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's like people you wouldn't want to hang out with in real life. Do I have problems with people getting super religious, thinking Abby is the only one who knows what health was perfect? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the people who are, attacking what we're doing. They don't have God in their lives. It's pretty obvious. And they've replaced Augenes with God. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sick, too. Because Augenes was not like a perfect man, let's say. Let's see. Oh, I lost my train of thought. So, no, I don't have problems with them. I try not to have a problem with anybody. Um, I don't really, because you have a problem with somebody, it's just stress. Like I'm busy. I have things to do. I don't want to get bogged down in drama, in problems with people. What drama queens and high school girls, that's what they want to do. They want to get bogged down in problems and drama. That's a woman thing. Like, I don't even want to deal with that. If people try to bring that on me, I just disassociate with it. Like, just totally. Like, yeah, I don't want to deal with it. It's insanity. It's like you it's like, don't you have like things to do? I guess not. Um, but yeah, a super religious thinking is, I just look at those people and think they're crazy. I'm just like, you're crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, like, when you get inducted into this way of thinking and eating, you can be a little prideful and it can seem a little supernatural. Like, this is how cults work. When you have a cult leader, there's something majestic and magical about a cult leader that allows people to view them as the other above humans. And that's how a cult gains following. And you get into a cult methodology and perspective, especially when you're around other people who think the same way. And that is just like a self-looping feedback. So I can see why people think that way. But yeah, I mean, Audrey doesn't know everything about health. He was not perfect. And yeah, people who do think that way, they're kind of in denial in a way. Um, or they're not looking at the whole picture. Um, yeah, so can't blame Audrey's Foundation, Rom, and those people who are mentally ill and insufferable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, it's like, what kind of healthy person, just spread lies about people for years. Like, he's mad about something that happened over 3 years ago that I didn't even do. That I'm just like, just because people were in a group and they were talking shit about him, and they were talking shit about that guy, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. And he's mad at me for other people's opinions, you know. And I never even said those things he's claiming me to say or do. It's crazy. But yeah. Brothers got drones to build. Sure. When you start feeling odd, just like a prophet of God, then you know you are foregone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's because you don't have God in your life, so there's a hole in your heart for demons to infiltrate, and that's what happens. So, um, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I do the diet, I believe in the diet, but I don't I don't agree with like 100% of everything Audrey has said. Now, you might say that people are going to take it out of context, but like, I don't know. I can't even. It's so minute that I can't even think of where I would disagree with Audrey. But I'm not going to come out and say, "Oh yes, I agree with Audrey 100%," and I follow him to the ends of the earth, and I would never question him. Like, I would never do that. Like, I would never say that. I don't think that's a smart thing to do. The frozen meat thing is a good example because I know people who eat some frozen meat, and I've seen dogs who eat frozen meat, and they don't have the same reactions. I woke up the other day with all these scratches on my chest. Do you think it's demons? I wouldn't rule it out. Go talk to a priest. You might have just, got into some brush or something. Maybe you scratched something against your shirt. I don't know. What made you even be open-minded to start the diet in the first place? I don't remember you telling me if you did. I saw Frank Tufano's video on Ogenus. And that was interesting to me. And then, of course, there's other people eating raw meat on the internet, like Derek Nance, and, you'd see Godis. I'm like, okay, maybe there's something to this. And, I just went, and I didn't even read the books. I just went and bought liver and eggs and honey, and I just started eating it. And then I made high meat. It was like one of the first things I did. And yeah, and then I started eating ground beef, and then I just started incorporating more and more. And that's where I started, just to try it. I thought, maybe it'll kill me and it'll solve all my problems. And maybe it won't, and I'll just get healthier. So it's kind of a win-win. That's, and I guess Ogenus even started eating raw meat to die. So, I get that. It must be an Ohio thing. Their attempt to slander you was very pathetic. LOL. Look here is a screenshot of him laughing about a joke on the group chat. Nobody cares, get a life. Yeah. Sad thing is that people even still believe that. It's really kind of pathetic. It's like cui bono. Who does it benefit? Why? You're reading a hit piece. You're reading a manufactured hit piece. Do you ever think why that's written or why it was published and pushed? People don't ask those questions. You should always ask something when you read it. What is the purpose of this? Who benefits? Why should I care? How does it affect me? Is it real? And a lot of people, especially on the diet, they don't really ask those questions. Because to go back to the other point where they treat Ogenus like some prophet, yeah. That's the audience. And then it gets into that cult loop, the feedback loop of a cult. Where you see Ogenus as this deity and you're on this righteous crusade and you're better than everybody else because you know this truth, and it's really stupid and mentally ill. The first thing I talk about people, I don't even bring up food at all. If food does come up in some thing, I just say I'm on a diet. I just say, oh yeah, I'm on a diet. I laugh, and they don't really. And people ask me what I eat. I'm like, oh, steak, eggs, oysters, cheese, milk. I say, I do vegetable juice. I don't tell people it's raw. I tell people what I eat, though. So, but to come out and say, oh, well, actually, I eat the Primal diet by Ogenus Planets, and I eat cheese 10 minutes before all my meat meals, and I make sure to have at least 3 tablespoons of fat with all my meat, and I never mix fruit with my red meat because it turns it into fuel. It's a solvent. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid. Yeah, dumb. Absolutely dumb. But there are people like that. Exactly. Anyone can make a feed screenshot to slander somebody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the interest of transparency, though, I did refer to the woman who was slandering me and provoking me and spreading lies about me. I did call her a whore. But, I referred to her as well. I didn't call that to her face. I'm not, that rude. But from what I heard, that wasn't exactly untrue. So maybe it wasn't kind, but, And I'm allowed to get frustrated and upset. Everybody does. So what? I make a joke. Sorry. What do you want? I'm not perfect. But... yeah, it's just, people take something out of context and they run with it. It's ridiculous. It is what it is. There's the other thing, there's no such thing as bad PR. People, they will see that And if they don't have a brain, they'll believe it. But then if they're curious, they'll actually like they'll look at my platform and they'll like watch me talk. And like if you watch me talk like for 5 minutes, like we had this guy Craig. I don't really think it worked out him coming to the conference because he did iridology, but he didn't do iridology. I found some of his suggestions helpful, but he was like, I was talking to him. He's like, "What's going on with like this Rom guy?" And I'm like, "Oh," and I explained it to him. He's like, "Oh, I knew that email was like total bullshit. I heard you talk for like 5 minutes." I'm like, this guy's cool. He gets it. He's a good guy. It's like, yeah, you talk to me for like 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Thoughts on thinly sliced beef Japanese style. It's mechanically sliced by commercial machines, but I believe only ground meat causes. Yeah, thinly sliced is fine. They do the same thing like at butcher shops with a meat slicer if you want to get for brajol. Normally, like, or certain kind of meat dishes where you have to have like meat layers and you wrap them and cook them or whatever. Like, yeah, brajol. If you're looking for thinly sliced beef at a butcher, just say, "I'm looking to make brajol." And they'll say, "Oh, I know what that is." We have people ask for that. And you can get it thinly sliced like that. And that's fine. People believe a lot of stuff on TikTok that you can fake either autogenous or diet. If you just read the books or have critical thinking skills, yeah, people are really dumb. Yeah, that's one thing I've learned. Having an audience and interacting with people. It's like most people are, like 80% of all people are lemmings. And they don't know anything. That wasn't a Scott Hall imitation, per se. I know he's very passionate about the diet, to put it nicely. But that's like, I've talked to many people like that. So it wasn't, I'm not picking on Scott. I'm just picking on people who act like that. Maybe Scott does do that. I don't know. It kind of seems like he does. I've never met him. But, yeah, it's not just Scott who's like that. That's not why I made that joke. It's because there's more people like that than just Scott. So, it's ridiculous. I mean, I used to be like that a little bit, to be honest. And it wasn't very long. Because I would hear myself talk and, like, see people react to me. And I was like, oh, these people think I'm, like, nuts. These people think I'm, like crazy. They think I'm like stupid. I look like an idiot. Just to clarify, thinly sliced beef is fine for reproducing cells, right? Yeah, absolutely. It's sliced. It's not ground. So yeah, you're good. Sliced beef is good. If you get a sharp enough knife with a big enough blade, you could do it yourself at home. But it might be worth the extra dollar to have somebody run it through the slicer. Usually it's like a top sirloin. They would run through the slicer. I'm thinking top sirloin. It's usually a leaner meat. Ever sat here catching bodies of people crying about you making a joke on a group chat? Yeah. It is what it is. All press is good press at the end of the day. Especially when you got nothing to hide. And most accusations are just projections. So, like, we got this one email from the first year at the conference. Like I said, there were a few people who emailed like, "Oh, like you need to ban Chris from the conference. He's bad. Look at this website." And one of the girls, it was just people Rom rallied to do. And several months after, I think it was like in December, she sent an apology email to Phoenix. She said, "Hi, I'm writing to apologize because I was wrong about, sending an email, complaining about Chris. Rom told me to do it, and after some months, Rom kept talking about it, and I tried to, get away from the drama and stop, why are you, going on about this drama? Can't you just drop it?" And she said, and then Rom started attacking me and threatening me and calling me and bothering me and harassing me. and I had to leave, basically the internet because of this harassment. It was so bad, and she's like, "Oh, I made a terrible mistake, and I'm sorry for what I did. I didn't mean to, hurt you. I can see now that Rom's the crazy one." That was an email we got because he does what he does. It's, I don't do that to people. I don't stalk and harass people. I have a life. So, yeah. Enough about that, though. All water under the bridge, onward and upward. We're going to have, what we announced the conference in, 2 months? Yeah, the conference is going to be bigger than better than ever. It's going to be great. Our goal is to get like 65 people this year. I think we might be able to get it. We'll get at least 50, for sure. And, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Hope you can make it. So, I'd like to do more gaming, but my RAM is just not enough. If I had 24 gigs of RAM, I'd probably be able to do some gaming, but it just isn't that good. It isn't that smooth. There might be some ways I could fix it. But I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I'd have to do some hacking, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Maybe I'd like to get another computer, but I don't know. I got my best friend on the diet. He drank raw milk and bought some beef. He had diarrhea when he started and continues. The only complaint now is the texture on meat. He hates. Any suggestions? Texture on the meat. Well, if he's eating ground beef, that's his problem. It's always better to buy steak. Top sirloin steaks, or roast. It's cheaper to buy the roast. A sirloin roast, a rump roast, a lean cut of meat, and then slice it thinly, or in chunks. That knocks it out of the park, way more than ground beef. If he's having problems with the texture, he's probably eating ground beef. That's what everybody does for some reason. They just eat ground beef. Maybe because it's easy, because it's cheap. But yeah, just go to the butcher counter and get some sirloin, roast. It's cheaper. 3 pounds, 4 pounds. They'll last you most of the week. And then just cut it thinly as you need it. Keep it in a glass container, a ceramic container. Oh, that's what I need to do. Video ideas. Let me put that in my notes. Okay. Got him. Get them on shrimp, scallops, and fish for now. Those are almost sweet. Roasts are so hard to eat sometimes, even if you're in diet. Oh, I don't know, man. When I just cut it. It's a roast is nothing more than a big steak, really, at the end of the day. You just cut it thin. A sirloin roast is good. Because the sirloin roast is the same meat as a sirloin steak. So, but yeah, shrimp and scallops and fish are good. For some people, do you think just meat and eggs is not sufficient? Like if someone is a 20-year alcoholic addict, I imagine they would need some fruits or solve and scale the stuff out of the body. Yeah, especially fats. It's really fats. It's meat and fats. Eggs, they are kind of fats, but they're not like enough fat. They don't have enough fat. So, yeah. I think Augenus even spoke about this in his Q&A, where if he had older clients who had a lot of pharmaceuticals and they wanted to detox, he would give them things to detox just because they didn't have that much time, They wanted to do the work. So yeah, fruits, are good as solvents for that kind of stuff. But really, the key is to get the fats on your body first. Top round is a pretty affordable cut. Very lean with little connective tissue. Yep, exactly. Just way more chewy, even the smaller pieces. As well, it's harder to cut due to connective tissue. Chuck roast and shanks are the toughest to deal with. Well, yeah, that's why I suggested like top round or rump roast or sirloin. There's not a lot of connective tissue or chewiness in a rump roast, maybe, but not in a sirloin. A sirloin is not chewy. It's not sinewy. Sirloin is nice and lean and tender. Like I said, a sirloin steak. A sirloin steak is like it's a steak. It's steak meat. Yeah. You really don't want to eat tender meat anyway, because it makes you weak. Tender meat makes you weak. It's for old people and dogs. You want tough meat. My body got really, I built my body really strong when I was eating pork shoulder and chuck roast for like 2 years. I noticed it. And other people noticed it too. But yeah, eating the red meat, the tough red meats, really like helped build my figure and physique. So yeah, coconut cream, pineapple are way more effective and potent than other fruits. Do you agree? I wouldn't say necessarily pineapple. Grapefruit is very underrated. Chuck roast Maxine for the last 5 months. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm kind of burnt out on it to be honest, and I prefer the chuck roast when it's patéed. If you pate it with sauce, that's pretty good, but I'm just not digging the pate texture right now. I'm more of a whole meats kind of guy right now. I did pate for like 2 years pretty consistently. 2.5 years pretty consistently, maybe even more. 2.5. Yeah, it had to have been 2.5. Yeah, the chuck roast is pretty good. I find that I can't tolerate supermarket chuck roast. If I go to a good butcher and I get good meat, like really good meat, the chuck roast I can eat. But from the supermarket, ugh. There's like some hard bits in the chuck roast, and it's gross. It just doesn't taste that good. But yeah, pineapple is good. But I think grapefruit's really underrated. Grapefruit was in the chemtrail formula. Um, I've been eating grapefruit with a lot of cream and honey, and I've noticed that's helping clean out my bowels. It's like cleansing me. I just got chuck roast from the ribeye and dissected the different muscles to eat separately. Nice. Pate is only good with a good sauce or lube if I'm feeling it. No sauce, might as well eat chalk. Yeah, exactly. Bare bones pate, I could do like white meats with sour cream and lemon. That's pretty good, but like that's it. Beef, I definitely need sauce now. Ketchup or barbecue or something like that. Grapefruit better than lemon, do you think? Yeah, absolutely. Grapefruit and pineapple are probably two of the best cleansers. They specifically will help get rid of plastics in the body. Grapefruit and pineapple. Lemon is like, it pools a lot. Like that's like I get marks in cracks on my skin if I'm eating too much lemon, even if it's in the lube formula. Even if that's like the only lemon I'm getting is in the lube, and like I still get that on my lips. I only try to eat lemon like plain on meat, like a swordfish, once a week, maybe max. Mm-hmm. Grass-fed Spratz meat is a little better than Whole Foods, but I agree. Roasts have the biggest taste and texture difference if they are good quality. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely one of the tells if the beef is good. You can tell if the beef is really good. I cannot do. I tried it once. Ugh. Thank goodness I only got a pound and a half, and it was kind of hard to get through. Yeah, apple cider vinegar is even more harsh. Yeah, apple cider vinegar is good at chelating metals, though. Lemon doesn't do that, but apple cider vinegar specifically, it's the amino acids in the apple cider vinegar that chelate to metals specifically. That's why it's recommended in some formulas, like the sports formula and such. Anyway, speaking of formulas and meat meals, I need to go get some cream and some grapefruit because it is time for me to have my meat meal or my fruit meal. I'll be right back. Okay, I got my nummies. Primal nummies. Here we go. Oh no, you want to get. I want honeycomb. I want honey. I gotta eat this honeycomb. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. My farm gives 0 Fs when you order meat, though. You pay for 2 pounds. They bring 1.3 sometimes. It's a different cut. Sometimes it's just 2 frozen packs of ground beef. That's brutal. For general cleansing the body, grapefruit, pineapple, coconut cream is good enough. Yes. I gamble every month or so. Been out of luck recently. Sorry to hear that. Is that a hide on the couch behind you? I will be getting wool blankets and sheepskins from a bedding in the future. Hello, Carlisle. Yeah, this is deer. It's the poached deer I found in a field, and I brought it home. Unfortunately, the hide was a little too wet, so a lot of the hair, some of the hair didn't stay in, but a lot of it did. What's the topic for the night? There is no topic so far, but I need to go get my honeycomb. I'll be right back. Okay. Honeycombs, yeah. It's funny, I was in the cereal aisle the other day, just reminiscing what I saw. Kix, Waffle Crisp, Smacks, Captain Crunch, Cocoa Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What else did we see? Oh, they don't have it anymore, but Rice Krispie Treat cereal. That shit was fire. Fish with parsley? Yeah, totally good. It's a great topping with ceviche. You could do like parsley, cilantro, green onions with avocado, a little onion, lemon, lime, maybe a little honey. I've heard grapefruit juice is good with fish, but I've tried it a few times. Not my thing. But maybe I wasn't letting it sit long enough. But hey, give it a shot. Grapefruit and fish, or any white meat. So yeah, yeah. Honeycomb, Honeycrisp, honeycomb. What was it? Honeycombs. Yeah, honeycombs was good. Yeah. Reese's Puffs were a winner. Those were goated. I love me Reese's Puffs, dude. That was a big one. Lucky Charms was pretty good. Cookie Crisp was a classic. Yeah. Oof. Miss those days, those cereal days, man. Life was so much simpler. Gosh. Yeah, I was just thinking about that today as a kid. I'm like, damn, I miss being a kid. Like, I miss not only just like being a kid, but just like having that sense of wonder and innocence, and now it's all gone. I'm just an old dried up old man. That's what it is. Do kids still eat cereal like that? Yeah, of course. I tried hot water bottles. They're great, although not very comfortable. Yeah, it takes a little positioning to get the hot water bottles right, honestly. Especially like on the head when you're trying to sit up one side or the other. Um, I find it's helpful to like wrap them with something so you can get them to stay in one place depending where it is. And like it is a little trial and error though. It is little adjustments. It's just how it be. 6 viewers, 6 likes. Hey, that's great. Thank you so much for popping in. I really appreciate the support. It's fantastic. So, yeah, I've been eating a little less lately. I'm at like 172 to 173. I'll have to check my weight tomorrow and see how much I weigh, but I'm I'm just running low on eggs. And like eggs are a really big part of my diet, honestly. So since I'm running low, I've been rationing them. I've only been doing like one egg an hour instead of like two or three. So yeah, I'm making it work though. I don't know if I'll pick up any juice tomorrow, juicing things. The kombucha people, they have this hairspray. I'm thinking about trying it. It's got a bunch of herbs and stuff in it. It might be good for, this region right here. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it a shot and see what it does. Do you think hot water bottles can double your healing? Yeah. I don't miss childhood. I was so autistic, shit was hell. Oh, I get it. I mean, I was pretty autistic too, but I was in bliss of... I had autistic bliss. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, hot water bottles, yeah. It's like being in a hot bath. I would have been here sooner, but Leo's premiere interview was on. Oh, I wonder who did he interview? Leo Eggman. Eggman Leo, whatever his name is. Eggman Leo, yeah. Uh-oh. Is he simping? I gotta turn my volume off so it doesn't copyright. A black pillar who eats raw meat. Oof, cringe. Carnivore Barbie. Where pretty meets primal. Yeah, she's gonna hit a detox and she's gonna stop eating this way probably. Just from my assessment here. I could be wrong, but she's doing carnivore, so yeah, not a good, not looking good for her. I've never even heard of her. Yeah. Depressed, anxious, autistic, never thought life could get this good with the diet. I used to come home in high school every day and listen to the Downward Spiral like twice in my bed. I would rock my bed and listen to that album twice. That was my life like freshman year. Um, yeah, Taiwan's a very friendly place to live. Very good business environment. Very sociable, very nice. People like Americans in Taiwan because in Japan, like, our bases don't really need to be there. If Japan militarized, they would be fine. But like our soldiers, they cause problems. They get in fights. They assault women, and they don't get tried by Japanese law. They get tried by the Air Force military courts. So the Japanese can't even get their own justice. It's pretty messed up. So yeah, especially in Okinawa, that's where like a lot of resentment is. There's protests all the time. In Korea, they're like very phony and fake, and yeah, Korea just seems like hell on earth. And yeah, in Taiwan, it's like the Taiwanese people are happy the American military is there because China will just like walk over. I mean, it's all a charade. I mean, China owns Taiwan pretty much, and China like they have schemes where like they'll put politicians in Taiwan in place and in the media to harbor and promote pro China sentiment. But yeah, I mean, you get a visa for Taiwan. It says People's Republic of China of Taiwan. Big red letters at the top of the form. So you just go to Eggman Leo, Carlisle, Eggman Leo YouTube, and it's the first. It's the first. It's the most recent video. Yeah, I just said Koreas. Seems like hell on earth. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there. I know some people who taught English there, and yeah, they said it was okay, but they left for Taiwan, obviously. Bussin'. This grapefruit hit, no cap. Last thing I want to do is watch a girl talk about the diet. Sorry, that might be a little sexist. I said what I said. Yeah. You know, for me, it's not interesting. Maybe it's interesting to some people and good for you, but yeah. I've had enough of those interviews. They're usually pretty cringe. My shoulder hurts from I think it's all that sanding I was doing, the palm sander. Give it a rest for a few days. Maybe I'll head back to painting on Monday instead of sanding. Yeah, Leo's cool. Yeah, I've been to Hong Kong. Hong Kong's pretty cool. I liked Hong Kong. I liked the weather. It was very, like, mystical. You know? It was like human, but not too human. And it was overcast, which added a mystique, like an Asian mystique. And there were like big green grassy mountains or tree mountains. And there's islands and you can see the sea, and the sea's kind of like black, you know? It's not like blue. Not black like polluted, but just black like dark. And the air was very just, I don't know, just very, it was just very Chinese. It made me feel very Chinese. It was a very Chinese time in my life. What am I working on? A house. I'm using a belt palm sander right now, sanding the cabinets. Sand all the cabinets down, get them bare, paint it. I sanded and painted some walls. I didn't want to say anything to the owner, but I'm like, yeah, this is gonna look like shit. Sure enough, he's like, I had a decoration person come by the other day, and she said these walls are too busy with this floor. And I was like, yeah, maybe if the floors were like a nice light pine or oak color, it would work, but they're not. He's like, yeah. He's like, so just paint these blue. Just paint the walls again. Paint them blue. I'm like, yeah, I got you. So Can't sleep. I'm black. We sanding shit. Yeah. Very Chinese time of my life. Yeah. um, Chinese people dying randomly. Is the infrastructure that bad there? Yeah, some places it is. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, my shoulder's a little sore. Might put a hot water bottle on it. Honestly, this is my rotator cuff probably. So yeah. Yeah, it's just when you have to get to the weird angles of the cabinets, it's a little much, and you do have to apply some pressure. The sand, like I said, the sander just was like overheating, and then the paint was like melting onto the wood, and it wouldn't sand. So I was like, all right, I gotta stop today. But it's weird because like, well, I just wasn't taking as many. I needed to take more breaks. I was trying to like do a little more work today, because honestly, I charge by the hour, and I take my time. So I should just take my time more because the sander kind of it's old. It's not old, but it's not new, but it's overheating. So the other problem is the owner. He just has like a bucket of sandpaper, and I had to like go through everything. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. I can use this. I can't use this. Throw this away, and I'd like sort of sandpaper, and then I'm like, yeah, I spent a lot of time just like looking for sandpaper to use. He's like, oh, here's $100. Go buy some 100 grit or 80 grit, whatever you need. I'm like, okay, I'll do that, which I get the charge for. So yeah, so sanding and painting. He wants it done in 2 weeks, which I should be able to get it done. I have like a fourth of the cabinets done pretty much. Well, actually, I probably have more than that because the bottom is just drawers, and I just have to sand the outsides of one side, and then there is like inner cabinetry space to sand on the other side, but it's a very small portion. It's at the top of the range. How did he get so obese? Because he doesn't eat the diet. That's why. And I don't think he goes outside really. I think he just sits on his computer all day on Telegram and harasses people. That seems to be the case. I don't know for sure. I don't want to make things up, but yeah, it's hard to get obese. Yeah, I the highest I got was 190. I'm trying to get to 200 this winter is going to be my goal. So we'll see if I get there. I'm 170 right now, so if I can gain 30 pounds, that'd be crazy. But even still, if you are gaining weight, like if you are getting fat, you should be putting muscle on at the same time. Um, you should get, yeah, you should, like your body will naturally build muscle if you're eating enough meat. So like I I don't even work out. I'm active, but like I don't even work out. And people compliment me all the time. If they haven't seen me in a couple months, they're like, "Wow, you look good. You've been working out." It's like, nope. Freaking laying on the couch watching anime, dude. I don't work out. You don't want to know. Yeah. Yeah, fermented dairy. Well, if you're doing sour cream will make you gain weight. The fastest ways to gain weight are to drink the milkshakes. So definitely, yeah, fermented milk though is not going to make you gain weight that much, but yeah, sour cream will. If you eat a lot of sour cream, put sour cream in your milkshakes. It's good. It makes a richer milkshake, but it's still good. It's not like a light sweet milkshake, which is nice to drink. Yeah. So yeah, milkshakes. If you want to gain weight, you need the milkshakes, guys. Gotta have them. You got to do a quart of milkshake every day, in addition to what you're eating. Why does fresh milk and cream make you gain weight? Um, well, I'm saying all cream. cream, fresh cream or sour cream will make you gain weight. Because cream's like anabolic. It's crazy. Um, the milk, yeah, it does have more sugar. So there's probably more calories in milk because if it's fermented, it's breaking down the sugars. That'd be my guess anyway. There's also a water weight issue too, right? Fresh milk has more water, I'm pretty sure, more liquid. So if you're like chugging, it's gonna put on more like water weight as well. I love cream. It's so good. Yeah, I'm telling you, the cream, the grapefruit, and the honey is an amazing combination. The grapefruit is so refreshing. It's not too sweet, but the cream balances it out, and the honey adds nice flavor. Honeycomb is really nice with this. You are gathering enemies of the state on your floorboards, are you not? Oh boy. Not a big fan of that movie, honestly. I think it's kind of weak. I think it's too long, too. Quentin Tarantino's movies, they're not that. I've talked about this before. I really like Reservoir Dogs. I think that's his best movie. And Pulp Fiction's pretty good, too, but yeah, I'm not a big Quentin guy, honestly. Kind of bummed I didn't get any grapes this year. Yeah. Do I put the grapefruit in the cream? Yeah, and sometimes I put the cream on the grapefruit. I used to I'd get grapefruit juice, a whole quart, and I would put in like I'd pour like 3 cups, and then I would add cream and a little bit of honey to that, and mix that up and drink that. That was really good. Very cleansing. I got some nasty farts the first time I drank grapefruit juice, man. It was crazy. I used to separate mandarin segments and let them air dry a bit in the fridge so it would have a skin that crunched when you bit. Oh, yeah, nice. Good idea. There's finally some good movies that came out in theaters. Yeah, I know. I went and I saw Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man. They were awesome. Really cool. Chainsaw Man was amazing. 10 out of 10. 28 years later. The Long Walk sounds kind of dumb. Bergonia. I saw that, but I don't even know what that is. What is that even about? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about Bergonia. I saw trailers for that. I'm not really into that. Um, I went to go see Chainsaw Man. It was like matinee, middle of the day. I didn't have work, and there was just like a lot of boomers going to see what was it? That Leonardo DiCaprio movie about like Antifa and stuff. It was pretty funny. King's first written novel. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Stephen King. Yeah, I wouldn't see this. 6.8 on IMDb. 71 on Metacritic. Yeah, I'm not really big on movies. Okay, yeah, spoil Bergonia. Spoil Bergonia for me. I'm not gonna watch it. 28 years later, eh. 6.6, 63.77. Yeah. 28 days later was good, but ooh, coming of age hunting ritual. Jimmy. Yeah, that sounds like a really not good movie. Weapons as well, good movie. Yeah, that was. They're right. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, oh yeah, they're setting this up. So they're actually right. Yeah, that was my guess going into them. If I was gonna go see it, I was gonna guess that. Yeah. Film picture quality threw me off on 28 Days Later. That was the standard back then, though. That was like 2000 cinema. It's probably just too low quality and grainy. Was it not in 4K enough for you, Ben? It's not high def. Yeah, they didn't make movies like that. I mean, they didn't make movies in high def all the time. I think the picture quality added to the feel of 28 Days Later. Emma Stone ends up being an alien that ends the world. Yeah. That would be my guess. Predictive programming? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, apparently that comet's still coming or whatever. Who knows? Yeah, they did that on purpose. They did. Shooting digital, yeah, at the time was a little grainier because it wasn't like it is now. You can even look at David Lynch's films when he moved to digital. Um, Inland Empire is a good example. It's a little grainy, but it fits the film, in my opinion. If you eat a spoon of parsley, I see would that cover your meat completely in green? That amount of parsley is okay. You just need 1 to 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley per meat meal. It's fine. The difference about Blair Witch Project as well is that it was shot up close. It wasn't like a lot of the shots of 28 Days Later, where it was a little more panned, you know? Yeah. I I probably won't go see any movies unless it's like anime or they show like some classics or something, which they do sometimes in the theaters. Yeah, I'm not really big on like movies anymore. I used to be really into movies, and then I realized a lot of them suck. And then once you start watching like really good movies, you get like spoiled, and you're like, well, I'm not gonna go watch like normie slop. Well, I don't even really think like insane resolution quality is even that nice to watch sometimes. You know, I like something with some grit, some character, with some imperfections. If it looks too polished, it just looks too polished. You know. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, cinematography is important, but you gotta have a good story to hold it all together. I'm not impressed with what I read in the plot. This seems very convoluted. I need some copes until I can escape the 9 to 5. Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's why I watch anime. But I would still watch anime if I was. Yeah. Yeah, God, I hate that when they don't mix a movie right. Well, the problem too is that they're not mixed for home release. They might be mixed for the theater, and they'll sound good in the theater because that's really like where, because like a film is really made for the theater, right? So that's how you experience a film or should experience a film. David Lynch talks about this. And when it comes to being on a TV or something, yeah, it's not as good. Yeah, I despise that about the old movies. That's why if they remaster, that's good because then it's more balanced. But yeah, yeah, for sure. 10:30. She man. Yeah, I'm watching Steins Gate and Is meditation demonic? If it's not with prayer, because it could be opening up pathways to demons. You just have to be careful. Meditation's also kind of a vague term because like you can get into a flow state and do stuff that is meditative, and you could call it meditation, but it's not like, some people might not think of that as meditation. Like sports or martial arts or cleaning, even like just tasks you can get into a flow and a vibe with, and that's meditation. I don't know. Maybe you should ask him. Ear blasting audio. My streams are quiet? Really? I mean, I have my mic at -3. I'm clipping. So I turned it up. I hope that's better. I just use the mic in my Amcrest here. It works pretty good for the most part. I just need to remember to maybe turn up the volume a little more. And that will be good. So, yeah, because I want to make sure people hear me. I appreciate that. Yeah, if something doesn't sound right or something, let me know so I can fix it. But now it should be a little loud. It should be loud enough. I used to have it where I could hear myself in my audio, but I just don't really. I don't really have the patience to do that. So I always have my volume up to the max and like gauge it off of the other inputs. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me check YouTube Studio. I wonder if going live pushes stuff in the algorithm. Not really, it looks like. Like it does on TikTok. I'll get some good views though. The bone mass is really popular. The bone mass video. So that's good. Okay. Sorry. When will Prem return from the war? I don't know, man. He's kind of checked out to Mexico, last I heard. He lives in Oaxaca. You can probably go find him and stay with him if you want. Yeah, you know Ethan from the conference. If you want to go stay with Prem, you can go just hit up Ethan. He'll put you in contact. But yeah, I think Prem's checked out of the internet. I don't blame him. So, yeah. I think we're winding down. Let's see here. 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to end it. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope everybody has a good weekend. I'll probably be streaming Sunday. I'm watching the fights tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream during the fights. A little live commentary. Yeah, I'll probably commentary the fights. And since you eat fresh foods, do you have other foods you store for emergencies? Not really. Not really. I got high meat. I try to buy honey in bulk. I used to have a bunch of rice, but the moths got to it. No, I don't have any food on hand like that. So, it is what it is. I guess eggs are probably the big one. I could stack eggs. I'd stack like 100 dozen eggs. That would last me, what, 3 months? How's your tinnitus? It's not as bad. I hear it a little bit right now, but it's not as bad as it used to be. So I guess it's getting better. I don't know if it's like getting better or I'm just more used to it. I can't really tell. So, what's up, Zach? How you doing? Yeah, tinnitus is tricky because like it can be a lot of different things. Um, I used to have it. I've had it like all my life, intermittently, but now it's like constant after my injury. I think it's my brain, something in my brain. So it's like I don't even know how to like repair it. Some people say cold exposure, but I don't know. I don't really know. That would do it. I saw one guy, he did urine in his sinuses, in his ears, because the sinus is connected to the inner ear. Recently, I haven't noticed my tinnitus at all, even though I work in nightclubs. Wood chipper. Just noise exposure to a wood chipper. Just one time, man. Yeah, it's good to know, Zach. I mean, you do eat a lot. You eat way more than me. But you're a bigger guy, so I'm not. But yeah, I think I might just keep eating the scallops. No, it's not. It can be that, but that's not. Like, like that's the thing. Like, people are just stupid because they're like, "Oh, tinnitus is just fluids and heavy metals in the ear. Put a hot water bottle on it." It's like, no, no. I have like damage. Like I have brain damage from sound. It's a little more than just fluid in the air or heavy metals. You know what I mean? People are dumb. Have I noticed anything from marrow and butter on scalp yet? I don't know. I mean, my hair's grown in. Like, I haven't cut it. But I feel like this area is getting a little... What I've started doing is stretching my scalp. Because I notice my scalp's very tight. So I've been just like pressing and holding 10 seconds. And trying to loosen up the tension on my scalp. And pinching as much as I can. Press and hold 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I didn't say you specifically were dumb. I said people who think it's just heavy metals or, you know, fluids in the air are dumb. Because that's a gross oversimplification of a very complicated and, you know, like mysterious process. Yeah, I mean, it took you how many months, too, to, like, put parsley in your juice, too, even though I've been telling people to do that. So, you know, I don't want to listen to people who actually do the diet. The ice cream recipe is okay if you have to freeze it, because you only freeze it for, like, 1 or 2 days. You know, if you make a quart at a time, you're eating that in 2 days. I can eat a quart in one sitting, honestly. Like, take a quart of ice cream into the bath, and it's so good. It helps you stay in there, and it's just tasty. And yeah, it's good. It's good. I gotta stretch my skin here. It's so tight. I can't even get like any. I can't even get like any skin here. That's how tight my scalp is. It's cooked. Just gotta keep stretching the skin. Have you looked into microneedling? No, I haven't. Thank you, Cal. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Take care. Good to see you. Thank you for the support. It's much appreciated. I remember you. I remember you. I had I was in Istanbul at the airport. They don't have any water fountains in this place. This godforsaken airport. Anyway, I go to the help desk, and I asked this Turkish girl, I was like, hey, are there water fountains somewhere? I'm trying to fill up my water bottle. And she's like, no, but I can help you. And they have these big 5-gallon tall boys of water behind the desk, and she fills up my water for me. And she's like, never forget me. And I said, no, I won't. I've never forgotten her. She's very beautiful young Turkish girl. And she said, don't forget me, never forget me. It was so sweet. The freezing only damages after 24 hours, yeah. I'm not sure that the butter marrow mix even reaches deep enough to the follicles. I think it does, because everything goes through the skin. I think it's getting in there. It's got to be getting in there if you rub it in. But I don't know. I mean, it's all just an experiment, right? So we're just trying to find the way. I think what's really important is check how tight your scalp is. Someone mentioned this to me the other day, like the scalp guy, and I was like trying to check how tight my scalp is, and I was amazed at how tight my scalp is. And I'm like, oh, this is probably a problem, you know? So I've been like trying to stretch my scalp constantly. For like 10 minutes every day at least. So I'm trying to get less tension up here. Because I think that's a problem. My scalp is a virgin. Good for you. A ninja ice cream maker. I do not. 4 months daily, no results. May try an oil. Yeah, I hear good things about rosemary oil and microneedling. Yeah, see, I think a tight scalp is a big problem. So, like, just try pinching it and massaging it, and try to get it loose because the skin will stretch. I think if you can eliminate a tight scalp, that will get rid of like half the problem. Honestly, because like in the areas where I have thinning hair, my scalp is the tightest, so it's got to be contributing to that. So, uh, it's tight. Okay, I see. Well, that's a bit of a crass joke, isn't it? Um, yeah, yeah. I need to massage the scalp more. So I do that in the night, in the morning. I try to do 10 minutes each time, but you just press and hold 10 seconds. Like fine skin, press and hold 10 seconds. It kind of hurts, but it's getting better. Like I notice I'm able to get more skin. What's up, chat? Liam in the house. My favorite troll. Just massaging my scalp. I see girlies on TikTok say to always massage before oil application. But I also think the tightness might be the byproduct of insufficient fat and scalp. Yeah, I think it's definitely related. I think they're definitely related. But I think if you massage the scalp, it will help loosen everything in a good way. So that's what I've been trying to do. Massage the scalp, loosen the tension, feed it with fats. I do want to look at getting a microneedle thing. Microneedling in rosemary oil, I hear, is good. A lot of people have success with that. And maybe get one of those infrared lights. So,
Every boomer diet always fails.
what's up, Liam? Yeah, so somebody commented ice cream. No, I don't have an ice cream maker. I wish I did. I would not get a transplant because they don't work. I've also seen clinics. They charge $200 a month to do stem cell injections into your scalp. I really think that's the future. And I did a video about the plant oils these researchers in Taiwan do um, that helped regrow hair. So it was plant oils because the monosaturated fats somehow work better up here. I Yeah, I think there will eventually be something, whether it's like injecting stem cells into your scalp or plant oils. I think there will be something good. But yeah, a hair transplant doesn't work, and yeah, if you move your hair up here and you're still balding, you're gonna still have a patch of balding. So I think it's a waste of money and time. It'll like buy you a few years, but not worth it. My friend got PRP and only completely recovered hair. MF was nearly bald. What is PRP? Probably Dylan. A lot of my clients who are struggling to have plateaus, they're all eating ground beef, and then I tell them to not do that, and then they're like better. So, I mean, I also tell them to do a bunch of other good stuff, but yeah, beef mince is not it. Unless it's done once, if you get it minced once instead of twice, they put it through the machine twice, so because that's how it becomes formable and malleable better. It definitely does something to the meat that's not good. Exactly what, I don't know, but I just know I feel better when I'm not doing that. When I have like a real steak. Oh. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try that too. Never liked ground beef, not nearly as much as muscle meat steak. My buddy on the diet eats so much ground beef and he has issues. I told you. Do you need veg juice if only eating white meat? Yes, you do. You need celery with a little parsley as a baseline. Read the book and the Q&As. The other juices have other uses and maybe you need them. I always prescribe unique combinations to my clients. I do have a vegetable juice guide in my school as well, which details pretty much every vegetable above and beyond what Agenus found or uses or used but didn't really talk about a lot. And I have that in there. My school. I'm trying to get that YN eating more chicken. Yeah, more chicken would be good, more fish would be good. Fish is better than chicken, honestly, but you know, you gotta get what you can get, I guess. Fish and milk speed up healing. For show. 9 likes. 10-minute average watch time. That's great. Thank you guys. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the love, brother. Um, yeah, we're finally getting some scalp traction here. What's your split? White, red? Um, right now it's about 70-30 red, white. Last week I discovered a real good smoothie. 3 tablespoons honey, blueberries, tomato, egg. That's it. Oh, yeah. The blueberries and tomato, that's interesting. But yeah, I bet that is tasty. Um, Tomatoes are good. I love tomatoes. Unfortunately, they're coming out of season here. So that's a bummer, but yeah, good to know. Who runs Healthfully AI? Rom, my stalker. That's who runs that website. Do you think having 3 oysters with meat meal would make a difference than cheese trains? Um, yeah, probably. Chicken and beef together? Maybe once or twice. I've done fish and beef. Fish and beef is good. It looks like pork. Yeah, I would stay away from Healthfully AI because I feel like there's IP loggers on that website. I just don't trust crazy people, you know? So, yeah, Agenus.net's better anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, but the oysters and the meat, that helps remove the mercury. Not just in the gut, but the whole body. So, yeah. Um, and the more meat you eat, the faster you heal as well. So, I know a lot of people say, oh, fat's the most important. You don't have fat as the at the base of your pyramid. You're wrong. It's like, well, no. I mean, yeah, fat's important, but like you're not gonna heal unless you get the meat. Because the meat is what regenerates your cells. Butter doesn't do that. Sorry. You're not going to build a new body and regenerate cells without meat. So, yeah, meat is always at the foundation. Do you agree that white, red tone should eat mostly white? It depends. It depends what you need to heal. It's that simple. Because when I tan, I have sort of a reddish tone, but, you know, I like eating the red meat. Oh, anxious people. Maybe. It depends on, like I said, it just depends with red undertones. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you need to heal. You know? If you're anxious and you need red meat, you need to eat it with eggs and lots of fat. You probably need to have the nut formula and other things. So, yeah, but eating just white meat, I don't think is the way to go. How does your ice cream maker work? I don't really make ice cream. I switched from 100% beef diet to 100% chicken diet as an experiment, and I noticed all my muscles deflated. I definitely crave beef way more. Yeah. Yeah, nobody looks impressive on an all white meat diet or an all organ diet. Yeah. You can get, they have the, what are they called? I forget, but they're like the spinning machines. Hand cranks. Don Vier or Donaver, whatever they're called. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't make ice cream. I don't have a machine. Red muscle meat to get strong. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all meats rebuild the body, but work on second, some work on better areas than others. You know, it's the muscles is one of those. So, yeah. Yeah. That was a fart. Did you hear that? 36 eggs a day with beef experiment for muscles. Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to make your muscles pretty big. Good for you. Nice. Scalp massage kind of made me tired, I guess. Kind of eepy now. Of course, you've been streaming for 2.5 hours, I'd say. Yeah, no, exactly. 9 viewers, 9 likes. That's pretty base. Let's go. 49 viewers. Let's go. Do you guys like my soy jack thumbnail? I thought I did a pretty good job with it. I'm pretty proud of what I've accomplished. It's a pretty good soy jack I did. Yeah, it's good. I was studying soy jacks because like I was trying to get the picture and I was like, no, this isn't right. So I went and looked at some soy jacks to get some inspo, and I think it worked out. I think I captured it pretty well. I laugh at it. More soy jacks. I don't know, like more of them. I don't know. I've got to look at. I just have to look at some memes. But I feel like that's a pretty good one. It's going to be hard to top that. I'm going to be honest. It's a pretty good one. But I'm pretty good with the camera and behind the camera. I got range. I got vision. I'm an artist. I just got to figure. It depends on what I'm gonna, put in the video to make the thumbnail. Rather, like, is it relevant? A couple of video ideas I'm doing. Let's see here. We got these to look forward to. Maybe a sneak peek. A whole egg video, an alcohol video, low toxic living in my Amazon storefront video, light environment in the EMF, diet Dr. Kelp recipe, and food storage. So we have those recipe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 videos coming out. 6 content. That's gonna be like 2 hours of good content. As a young teen, I used to be so UT. I used to make the face unironically so cringe. That's sad. I used to have pretty high T as a kid. So I used to get a lot of morning wood. I still get a lot of morning wood. It's really annoying. The EMF video is really easy. It's like EMF is bad, stay away from it. That's pretty much it. There's not really a lot to get into. Like, people overcomplicate it and make it so convoluted. It's like, find out where the outlets are in your house. Don't sleep in them. Don't sleep next to them. Turn off your breaker box at night if you can. I don't have a tri-field meter. I just have a spectra field. And it's pretty easy. Yeah. You just read the gauges. You just hold it up. There's a certain way you hold it up so the antennas catch the field, whichever way it is. And yeah. It's kind of common sense. Like, to know where to stay away from EMF. It's like, oh yeah, I've got power lines on this side of my house. Maybe I shouldn't sleep on that side of the house, you know. Yeah, pretty freaking easy. It's like, yeah, I've got these outlets in my room except for this one corner. Yeah, I think I should sleep in the place where there's no outlets. Duh. Yeah, my Wi-Fi router's in my room. That's probably not a good idea. It's like, yeah, you should probably move it. I sleep next to the smart meter. That's crazy. Although the real concern isn't being behind the smart meter, it's the smart meter projecting into your space. So as long as you're behind the smart meter, I'd say a good 8 feet away from it, you're probably in pretty good shape. Surrounded by power lines. Yeah, that's tough. Is it possible to reverse homosexuality? I suppose with God anything's possible. But I don't know. I can't speak to experience for that. So I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. EMF dissipate pretty quick. Yeah, like I said, it depends on the EMF, like how strong it is, where it is, the directionality of it. There's a couple factors. Like, I took some readings of the smart meter. It's pretty strong in like a radius of it, a diameter of it. It's stronger, obviously, as it's attenuating, you know, outside, but behind, it's pretty strong, like by the wall, but like 2 feet, it breaks up pretty good to like an alert level. It's not too bad. Yeah, you want to be a mile away from a cell phone tower. For sure. Yeah, I'm chugging. I chug all my fermented dairy. It tastes good. I just chug a bunch of honey, and I keep it in my mouth, and then I chug the dairy. I like doing it that way. It's tasty. It's very tasty. Yeah. But I don't have any problems chugging fermented dairy. And this is a week old. It's a week old dairy, so, you know, it's pretty digested for sure. But, yeah. I've been monitoring my bowel movements and stools as well, so, like, if the volume of your stools is less than, like, the food you're intaking, then you're definitely digesting really good. So that's how I gauged it. Yep. Yeah. You get those enzymes in there, bro. It's great. I mean, all my milk is fermented. I don't drink fresh milk unless it's on Saturday. But, like, this milk I'll drink tomorrow. And then the milk I get will be starting to sour by Sunday when I drink it. So, that's nasty, bro. What are you, a woman? You a chick? That's nasty, bro. So what? I'm burping. Who cares? A chunny maxer? No. I also don't say chunny because I'm a grown ass man. I'm not a woman or like some kid. Chunny, did you guys get your chunny today? How much chunny did you guys eat? Oh, don't you just love chunny? Isn't it so yummy? Listen to yourself. That's how you sound when you say chunny. It's stupid. Grow up. It's cheese and honey. Listen to yourself. You sound ridiculous. Chunny. I love my chunny. It's like you can't even speak English. It's like you're trying to speak English and you... Chunny! No. Cheese and honey. Speak proper. I'm not gonna call it chunny. God. This is so cringe. I'm just gonna laugh at somebody if they try to like talk about chunny to me. I'm just gonna laugh in their face. Like, listen to you, how stupid you sound. Don't you hear how stupid you sound? Chunny, chunny. You sound stupid. Don't say that. Don't say that around me. I'm gonna make fun of you. Some people, man. Some people, they don't get it. Wow, Carlisle. I'm not going to read that chat. Jeez Louise, buddy. You need to go to church. You need to talk to Jesus. Okay. This is it for me, I think. It's 11 o'clock, and we have just some... The last 4 messages are just out of control. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I need to go to bed. I need to get some sleep. I'm tired. I've been going all day. Alright, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. It's been real. Just not real fun. No, I'm joking. It's great. It's good. So, thanks for showing up. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Probably do a stream tomorrow. UFC stream tomorrow. Do commentary on the fights. Have some chicken tomorrow. Finally, I'm gonna make some chicken. I'm gonna put my chicken away in my belly. Probably gonna make that chicken, sour cream, grapefruit kind of thing. Yeah. And then Sunday, I'll probably stream Sunday night too. Probably. So, thanks for stopping by. Again, I appreciate it. Thanks for the laughs. I'm glad you're laughing. Thank you. And,